Good evening, everyone. My name is Brendan Benzik, and I am the student body president at Choice High School. I would like to welcome all of you to the Graduation Matters Shelton Kickoff and Pep Rally. Thank you, Shelton High Band, for welcoming us. Graduation Matters Shelton is a community-wide effort to inspire, empower, and prepare youth of diverse backgrounds for graduation and beyond. If you are students, we are glad you are here. If you work for the schools, we're glad you're here. If you're a member of the community, we're glad you're here. If you're a parent, we're glad you're here too. At this time, I would like to ask you all to rise and remove your hats for the flag presentation. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Colors. Ready. Cut. Forward. Arch.
Thank you. You may be seated. We are grateful to have several community leaders here to welcome you all to the Graduation Matters Shelton Kickoff. Please help me welcome Shelton School Board President Sally Brownfield, City of Shelton Mayor Gary Cross, and State Senator and Mason County Commissioner Tim Sheldon was stuck in a committee meeting, so State Representative Dan Griffey will be taking his place. So welcome up, guys.
Welcome, everyone. Yes, I am taking Senator Sheldon's position, so I do not have a prepared speech, but what I have to say is graduation does matter. And it takes the community to make sure it's going to matter. This community can pull itself up by the bootstraps. We have suffered losses from losing our timber industry to just what we do for a living. But we can choose right now to make sure that every kid graduates, every kid has a chance for vocational skills to give back to our community. And they told me to be very brief, but graduation really does matter. And thank you to Dr. Apostle for bringing this concept forward to us. Thank you so much. You know that I come to your office all the time because I said, I got this other program you got to look at. You got to do this, you got to do this. And he is so excited to embrace all of it. But thank you so much for being here tonight, and let's kick this thing off right.
I think I'll stand over here. It's so great to see such a fabulous turnout. So many beautiful, caring, and eager faces. I'm standing before you today as president of Shelton School District Board of Directors. Our other board of directors are here as well: Carrie Davidson, Ginger Salzar, and Sandy Tarswell. But mostly I'm standing before you as a proud member of the Shelton Mason County community. I stand here because of the teachings of some very important people in my life. From my mother, Sally Selvage, from my grandfather, Dan Brown, who taught me that the number one priority of being a human being is to take care of others and take care of your community. It was so important. And I'm thankful for those lessons. I'm also very thankful. I went through the Shelton school system, and I had some fabulous teachers. And all along the way, whether it was Bordeaux Elementary or throughout junior high or the high school, I had some great people. And that carries on today. And so we don't ever give as much praise and whatever, but I still have teachers that keep in touch with me. That's fabulous. Okay. There are those people in our community that have been here since time immemorial. There are those people that have been here for generations. The bones of our ancestors lay upon this land and these people that have been here before us, they worked hard, they suffered, and they gave of themselves for future generations, for generations of this place. And those young ones that we have, and those babies, and those yet to come, those are the seeds of our future, and the future of this great land right here. And then we have those people, they're newcomers. They've been here a few generations, maybe they've been here a few years or last month. But you know what? They looked, found a place where they wanted to be, and they chose to come here. That says a lot for our community, an awful lot. The graduation matters is not just about getting a high school diploma. It's much more. It's really about the health and welfare of our whole community. The health in every aspect, whether it's physical, mental, social, spiritual. The welfare in every aspect, whether it's the safety, the happiness, the prosperity. These are things we all need. That high school diploma is very vital, very important. For our young people to have the opportunities and the options to follow their dreams, it's a must. But it's also a must that we have a good, strong, vital community for those going after their dreams, come back and help our community sustain itself and go forward into the future. It is the dream of Graduation Matters to build a safe, supporting community so that each and every child can go after those dreams. Imagine a whole community of hope, dreams, love, and support for our children and for one another. This is our dream. This is our reality. And it will come to be as we all come together working for a common goal. Whether it's the governments, the businesses, organizations, churches, families, this is what it takes. And we can do it. I can see this. I see it in the eyes of the people here tonight, and and I've heard it in our community, people are excited. And they're saying, let's do this and let's do it together, let's do it now. So I want to thank you for being here. I want to thank you for being the force behind this dream and our new reality. Thank you.
My name is Gary Krantz, and I am the proud mayor of this wonderful city. I want to especially thank everybody for coming out tonight. This show of people is phenomenal for a city of our size on an education graduation matters ceremony. I did have about a 10-minute speech, but then I heard the lieutenant governor was coming, and so I had to cut mine down to 2 minutes, but that's all right. Because, you know, he's a nice guy. I've known him for a long time, so. I'm gonna leave the audience with just one major, there are many reasons why graduation matters. I would not be sitting here if I had not graduated from high school. I'm sure they probably would not have voted me in, and some college too. But I'm going to leave one very important reason why graduation matters, and I'm sure this is something that identifies with not all the young people in the group, but I'm sure it identifies with all those old people too. Yeah, see? And that is money. Because if you are a young person, you're looking out to live your life and have a successful future here in the United States of America. If you drop out of high school and you do not finish high school, you will make approximately $150 a week less than some person sitting next to you that actually graduates from high school. If you go on and you graduate from college, you will make approximately $350 more a week than somebody who graduated from high school. And that means that if you graduate from college, you will make almost $500 a week more than someone who did not complete a high school education. So I know that we all have to pay bills, and young people love money. We know we give it to them all the time. That should be an inspiring message to why you'd want to continue at least through high school, at least a 2-year degree, and maybe a 4 degree, and maybe many more after that, because you will be not only someone that can support your family, but you can help give back to the community that loves you and gives everything to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. All right. To deliver opening remarks, we are privileged to have one of Shelton's very own. Lieutenant Governor Owen has been a meaningful member of this community and elected to this position 5 times. He is committed to providing leadership with an emphasis on substance abuse and prevention. Mr. Owen has 6 children and 23 grandchildren. Please help me welcome Lieutenant Governor Brad Owen.
Thank you very much. I want to set the record straight. That's 21 grandchildren, 2 great-grandchildren. Okay. And oh, by the way, 24 is on his way. So that's a pretty cool deal. Except at Christmas time, and you can figure that one out for yourself. Okay. I did want to note what a great job that the ROTC did with bringing in the flags. That was excellent. And like my sax friends over there, I played sax all through junior high and high school. All right, good job for you guys too over there. What a wonderful opportunity it is to be able to kick off an event like this, particularly coming from this community. It's an incredible community and an incredible effort to keep kids in schools. Chief Moody and Superintendent Apostle may be fairly new to Shelton, but they are already making a big and powerful difference. Look at this turnout. I mean, we appreciate your efforts very, very much, as well as the hard work of the founding board. The idea of the police chief and the chief of schools getting together to strategize about ways that they can partner with the community, parents, and students on this single and very important goal is quite commendable. And the fact that you are all here tonight supports this goal is also incredibly impressive. I've been to a lot of meetings in and around around Shelton in 40 years of public service, and this is an amazing turnout. It's fantastic. Even got the congressman here. What an honor that is, Denny. But Graduation Matters Shelton has set a goal of 100% rate of graduation, and that may be high, perhaps higher than reasonable, given the statewide dropout rate of more than 20%. But it is nonetheless worthy, and in my view, it is attainable. But it'll take a lot of work, and it can be done. Let's be the marvel of the state. Let's be the example of the state. Let's roll up our sleeves and make sure that every kid has a shot at graduation in this incredible community. Now, as one who has lived in the Shelton, Mason County area all of my adult life, I can tell you how proud I would be to attend the commencement ceremony at Shelton High School when the entire class graduates. For those of you that don't know, Graduation Matters Shelton is a model pattern in part after the successful Police Activity League, or PAL, crime prevention program in Los Angeles. Chief Moody took part in that program while working in California and saw its effectiveness in identifying and turning around at-risk youth. PAL helps establish ties between law enforcement and troubled youth to direct them towards positive and meaningful activities. And it provides kids with a positive and productive set of things to do so that they can focus their energies on accomplishments. That's a sure way to stay out of trouble. Community integration is the key, and as has been said by Hillary Clinton and many others, it takes a village, and Shelton is that village. And each and every one of us in this room is part of that village to help those kids. Now, the goal here, as it is with Graduation Matters, is to be part of an environment where there are caring adults or mentors who can guide kids towards the path of becoming a successful adult. In Los Angeles, the PAL program is aimed at keeping kids out of gangs. Now, while gang activity may not be as rampant here in Shelton, the same idea applies. We have many great organizations in Shelton that have signed up with Graduation Matters Shelton and are poised and ready to help kids stay off the streets and clear of the bad influences that are often behind a life of crime. The fact that you are here tells me, obviously, that you care. And for the students who are here, you are the ones who are already making good choices. Every adult in this room is empowered to help you finish up in school so that you can go on to do great things with your life. Now, there are many, many reasons and important reasons to finish high school. The main one is that you are doing yourself a huge favor. You may not think about it now. You may think your teacher is maybe not the smartest person in the world, or the work is too challenging, that your parents do not care, or that it's simply not important to get your diploma, or that life will figure itself out, you're just along for the ride. Well, I'm here to tell you that no matter what the excuse, you need to stick with it. There are a few things in life that are more important or more foundational than a high school degree. Now, I'm not an expert at education, but I know a few things about life, and after being around for almost 66 years now, they say that hindsight is 20/20, and that's completely true. 5, 10, 15, or even 40 years from now, you young people will be able to look back at what you have done and see with perfect clarity, whether the choices you made were the right ones for you. And I can tell you that nearly all of those who have chosen to not finish high school will look back and say it was their life's biggest mistake. It is possible to succeed without high school education, but the odds are significantly stacked against you. Years ago, back when I was in school, and that was a long time ago, having a high school, no comments from you, Mr. Mayor. He built my house, and I'm having a lot of problems with it right now. So that was 20 years ago. You should at least, well, anyway, we'll talk about it afterwards. Okay? Years ago, back when I was in school, having a high school diploma in hand was not nearly as important as it is now. If you lived in Shelton, you could possibly become a logger. You could work in the fishing industry somewhere in the state. You could join the military. I did my own stint as a choker setter in a logging operation here in Mason County. Thank you for firing me, Simpson. Work I was not especially cut out for, so I moved on with some help. after a few months of that grueling and dangerous occupation. But logging and other natural resource-based jobs are now much harder to come by with the declines in those industries. And when I was in school, you could always enroll in the Army. Back in those, it was very common. You could enroll in the Army without a degree. But even the military no longer accepts people without a high school diploma due to the highly specialized skills that are required to operate high-tech equipment in our armed forces. Now, I have a good friend, Dr. Gene Sherritt. He's the director of the Washington Student Achievement Council. He has all kinds of reasons why one should stay in school that I'm going to share a couple. First, it opens up opportunities for you that would be otherwise limited without a degree. No brainer. Not only will you obtain personal knowledge, but you will achieve economic gain. It's been mentioned, the ability to support a family and the hope of achieving dreams and goals that can only become a reality with a good education. Dr. Sherritt goes on to point to research that examines those that came out of the Great Recession of 2008. The single most highly identifiable group of people who have, to this day, not yet emerged with solid financial footing were those who failed to finish high school. And others with high school degree or higher have been able to do so. Those who have not graduated often find themselves with a sense of hopelessness for their future. Those who have are able to move forward with confidence and inspiration and a strong belief in themselves. And graduation gives you freedom. It provides building blocks for everything that you do in life. And it helps keep you at least above the poverty line. And the mayor did point out very accurately the financial difference of finishing school and not. And as Chief Moody knows from his 30-some years in law enforcement, academic success can keep you out of jail. Now, going on to college, by the way, is not for everyone. I am one of those who, as I often say, I ain't got no college education. But I did graduate from high school and was able to forge a fairly successful career for myself in small business as the owner of a quick stop grocery and gas station here in Shelton, and a 40-year career in politics. But the truth is that I did, in fact, take some college courses that I still needed to do, mainly because I needed to have those classes to help me in my business. But whether you go on to community college, a four-year college, or become a PhD in rocket science, having a strong education is a good thing. Now, we have some excellent vocational and technical schools in our state where you can learn and get a good trade and job with a pay scale that's higher, even higher than many jobs requiring a traditional college degree. But for those who choose not to finish, the door to those opportunities is mostly slammed shut. And I'm saying this not just for the young people, but for the parents to understand why it is so important that we help them get through school. You will, if you're lucky, end up with a job that has very little, if you're not lucky, end up with a job that has very little advancement opportunities, and few, if any, benefits, and hours that can be any time of the day, weekend or nights. Now just ask Savannah. Savannah, who is interning in my office this session, Savannah is a graduate of high school in Lacey, and now a senior at Pacific Lutheran University. Savannah spent most of her high school years working at a local fast food restaurant, the one with those big yellow arches. Now, many of her co-workers were people in their 30s and their 40s. They were mostly capable people who, for one reason or another, just had not finished school. Not that they didn't want to, but that their lives had advanced to the point where they had families, and with the crazy and unpredictable hours and low wages, it was just not possible to get and go on and get that education. And they are now stuck in that industry without an easy way out. Now, in Savannah's circle of friends who did not finish school, one of the biggest laments, often in the form of postings on Facebook, is that they did not make the effort to finish. And I believe that is exactly what prospective employers see when screening applicants. They think that if that person did not even make the effort to finish high school, what kind of effort would they make in working for me? For those students who are struggling, there's often help. There's teachers, counselors, coaches, adult group leaders, older students, and they all rally to help those who show even the faintest interest in making the effort, even if it takes extra time. Savannah said at her school, Timberline High, she has a friend who is thinking about not going to college, but with the coaxing of one very interested chemistry teacher, her friend not only made it through high school, but went on to St. Martin's University and is well on her way to a greater success in life with her degree. Now, what I like about Graduation Matters Shelton is its partnerships between students, schools, parents, and the community. I've never seen a successful effort around the state in a community that did not have those types of partnerships. The program lays out specific actions items for each group and establishes responsibilities for all. Following this path will get students well on their way. My friend Gene, who is an inspirational fellow by his own right, recently wrote a column about Seahawks quarterback Russell Wilson entitled Super Bowl, Super Attitude, Work Hard, Stay Humble, Dream Big. And Gene says the inspiring story of Russell Wilson, who because of his small stature had plenty of doubters whether he would be cut out for the NFL. We all heard it. And it reminds us all that dreams are not powered by what others believe you can do, rather by what you believe in your heart you are capable of becoming, complemented by your effort to achieve them. While growing up, Russell Wilson's father reminded him, why not you, Russell? Why can't you achieve your dreams? What is holding you back? Wilson noted that my dad taught me the 3 Ps, to have a great perspective, to have a great purpose, and to always persevere. Perspective means being positive and understanding the situation you're in, Russell explained. Having a great purpose means knowing where you are, where you're trying to go, and why you're trying to get there. And when you persevere, nothing can stop you. Those 3 Ps have always stuck with me, he said. Now, at the beginning of the Seahawks season, Russell challenged his teammates, why not us? Why can't we achieve the big dream? Sometimes the field goal kicker helps you. Okay? He didn't say that at the beginning, but anyway. Now, this challenge resulted in an even greater focus on the value of teamwork, learning from each mistake and demonstrating a hopeful attitude regardless of the circumstances. It is through your hard work and humility that the big dream of everyone finishing high school is truly one that we can achieve. As we look ahead to achieving it, Russell Wilson's message and the thought I would offer to each of you appears meaningful. Your dream is out there, go get it. Let's make the goal of everyone graduating from high school the Super Bowl of education. Shelton can do it. I know we can. With a little help from everyone, there is nothing to stop us. And I agree with Russell. All we need to ask ourselves to achieve a 100% rate of graduation at Shelton is, why not us? Thank you very much.
Thank you. Sorry, I'm a little lost on this thing. Graduation Matters is a community-wide effort with multiple parts. To introduce the program to you is the Graduation Matters Shelton Board President, Brad Miller.
Thank you, Brendan. Wow, this is fantastic to see so many people out here today. I myself am Shelton graduate, class of 97, and in fact, I see 2 of my most inspirational teachers that I had growing up, Mr. Beck and Mrs. Baldy, in the crowd today. So thank you for being here. So, Graduation Matters Shelton all started with a conversation between 2 outstanding new leaders in our community, the Shelton School District Superintendent, Dr. Alex Apostle, and Shelton Police Chief, Darren Moody. Their vision was to keep kids in school and offer them something to do to keep them engaged after the school day is over. With this vision, the conversation evolved, other community members joined the conversation, and the idea of Graduation Matters Shelton was created. The original group is known as the Graduation Matters Shelton Advisory Board. Now, this advisory board went out into the community, chose leaders that were already involved with youth through many different sectors of our community to represent schools, parents, business, community members, and most importantly, students for our official board. So if all of the board members, including the advisory members, could please stand briefly and be recognized. Thank you very much for all your hard work and commitment to this wonderful organization and cause. So, Graduation Matters Shelton is a grassroots organization within the community focused on lasting, community-wide campaign to support our students so that they can stay in school and graduate. Our mission is to inspire, empower, and prepare youth of diverse backgrounds for graduation and beyond. Now, these are all great words, but what does this really mean? Well, our objectives of Graduation Matter are first, increase the Shelton students' graduation rate of high school from 74% to 100%. Now, having a goal of 100% may seem unachievable, but making a goal of anything less than 100% is letting one of our kids drop out and is, frankly, just unacceptable. Second, prepare students with the skills and confidence to succeed in a 21st century environment. We intend to raise the academic bar and have focus on academic programs, draw from successes of the past and expand, as well as seek out new, innovative educational programs. And third, establish a collaborative effort between schools, business, community, parents, and students to ensure that students succeed. Graduation Matters is more than an organization and a board sitting here today. It is a concept and a belief for everybody in this community to embrace so that we all ask ourselves, what can I do to help kids graduate? This board is not here today to take over, replace, or duplicate any efforts that are currently going on. We want to collaborate, promote, and commit and continue the tremendous work that is already being done in this community. Graduation Matters Shelton does not start in high school, middle school, or even grade school. The idea of Graduation Matters Shelton begins the very first day of a child's life. We want every child to know they are supported by the community around them. Right now, the idea of Graduation Matters Shelton belongs to our board and all of our supporters here today. But we need and want this idea to belong to every single child. Graduation Matters means the community working together so that every child grows up knowing that they will graduate. This is going to be a long-lasting campaign that will evolve over time, and we welcome all forms of community input and support. Graduation Matters Shelton will impact economic development, economic prosperity, and a better quality of life for all. Now this bin over here represents Graduation Matters Shelton. And each ball that we have here represents a member of the community, parents, students, elected officials, and business leaders. And we want everybody to be part of this effort, and we will fill this bin as the night goes on. I want to thank you, and now it is my pleasure to introduce Brendan Benzik and Rosa Castro with the Student Perspective.
Thank you all for being here tonight. High school is a place where students of all different backgrounds, struggles, and successes get to engage and unite as one. Every single student is unique in their very own ways. Being involved with school sports, clubs, and band, and etc. helps us students grow and interact with one another. And having the staff being there gives us a feeling of safety and a foundation to build relationships with others. No matter how different we are from each other, like the struggles we face, the different ways of learning, and the different types of motivation that helps us strive, provides an outcome of support. Not every student has the confidence, courage, and determination to go to school, but when everyone reaches out and helps to encourage one another, it helps break through the fear of failure and the more successful we are as one. As a junior at Shelton High School, having support is a very big and important thing to have. Not only supporting teachers, but friends, other students, and families. Being involved with the National Honor Society, I have to maintain good grades to stay a part of that club. I am also the vice president of our Shelton Key Club, so I help organize and run our community events. Being a busy student is not always easy. However, having teachers, other staff, students, friends, and family help ensure me that life can get tough at times, but having their support helps remind me that anything is possible. That's why I, Rosa Castro, am ready to help improve and inspire others to graduate, along with life after high school. Thank you.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Hello, everyone. As you know, I am Brendan. I'm the ASB president of Choice High School. And I'm here to speak to you all about my experience. I've moved schools a couple times, starting off in Deer Lodge, Montana, small town, then to Shelton when I was 13, roughly. It was a hard time in my life to move, leaving my friends and family. I didn't like going to school at first. It was never interesting to me, mainly because I never got involved. Judging by now, I definitely turned my life around. I wanted to, but I never knew how and never had the guidance. I had my big turnaround after I started at Choice. The staff is great. They're helpful and encouraging in many ways. And I see my favorite teachers out in the audience. Thank you. I lost my words. I specifically like how they push us to help in the community, not only in school, but in town. To graduate, we need 75 hours of community service. That word thing again. For example, I helped out at Oyster Fest 4 days, which taught me the joy of getting involved. I also have been actively part of leadership and ASB. Graduation is extremely important to me because it's the first step to my future. I have big plans. I plan to attend Central Washington University and be a business major. But I know that I have to get my diploma first, which I will this June. With the help I received this year from all the staff at Choice and the community members who have supported not only me but my fellow classmates, I have no doubt in my mind that we can reach 100% graduation rate in Shelton School District. Thank you. Now, it is my honor to welcome up Susie Worsbicky.
All right, I'm getting the ball here. I am exceedingly proud and a little bit intimidated to be here to speak to you all from the school's perspective. That means I'm here on behalf of the teachers and the counselors and the custodians, the administrators and the office professionals, and the bus drivers and the cafeteria staff and all the employees of the Shelton School District. It's a lot. So from that first moment when you drop your kindergartner off to your lanky 7th grader who boards the bus and your inquisitive 9th grader, or your confident and your striving junior who's 11th grader, to that last day when your senior runs around campus with all those visible butterflies in their bellies, you trusted us with your very most precious resource, which is your child. So we're honored. We know your kids. We know if they can add. We know when they have troubles on the playground. We know if they've asked for more salad, which is never. We know when they're having a hard day. We know what they like to read. We know what they like to say. We know what they're becoming. We've seen them succeed. We've seen them fail. We've seen them try again most times. We appreciate them, even when they challenge us, because we're here to teach them, to support them, and to guide them. We believe in them, and we believe in you. We don't take this responsibility lightly at all. We're truly proud of the education your students get in Shelton. We work creatively, collaboratively, conscientiously to assure that they're able and ready for the demands and the opportunities and the honors that are coming their way. As students, to be respectful of you, we feel you deserve to have high standards and equally substantial supports to reach your goal of graduating and pursuing your preferred tomorrow, whatever you discover that might be. We're committed to helping you make these important decisions. By implementing a new curriculum called Career Guidance Washington in all of our schools, 6th through 12th graders are exploring how to make their plans for after high school that they're invested in, and their teachers are there right along their side. We want 100% of our students to graduate because helping you make your plans for your 20s is rewarding and exciting for all of us. That catchphrase, graduation matters, takes on a whole new meaning when I tell you some stories. Graduation matters, Shelton, from the former ELL student who had an interview at Harvard on Tuesday. Graduation to the student who's no longer living at home, who gets a letter of support from McKinney Vento to support their financial aid, and they can become a nurse. Graduation matters, Shelton, to the student who, despite severe clinical anxiety, presents their Beyond High School plan and feels the excitement from their committee. Graduation Matters Shelton to the student who qualifies for free or reduced lunch, which is 60% of all of our families, who fills out a FAFSA, which is the federal financial aid forms, and sees that their cost of going to college is paid, half of their cost of going to college is paid for. And that dream of becoming an engineer, it just became their plan. Graduation Matters to the student who asked Danny Heck for a letter for a military appointment. Graduation matters to the student who, despite family addiction and poverty and the eternal chaos, goes not only to have enough credits and a plan, but the self-esteem to begin a community college courses. Graduation matters, Shelton, to the student who, receiving special education services, takes their IAP to the program of their choice and receives supports. Graduation matters, Shelton, to the student who's completed their AA degree through the Running Start program and is ready to transfer to a university as an 18-year-old college junior. Graduation matters to the student who works in the apprenticeship programs, becomes an electrician, and comes back and serves our community. Graduation matters to the student who can tell their little brothers and sisters, I did it, and you can do it too. I'll help you. This is especially true when they're the first. Graduation matters when there's a picture of mommy in her cap and gown holding their baby, because the likelihood that that child will graduate from high school just skyrocketed. Graduation matters when there's a student who struggled for a long time, completes their very last credit, passes their very last test, has a plan for their future that's viable, even if they're 20 when they do it. That's why graduation matters to all of us. Thank you. And introduce Jackie McAlevey, who will talk to you from the parents' perspective.
I'm here before you today as a parent of 6 children. My oldest graduated from Shelton High School in 2015. The journey of parenting has been much like a roller coaster, with ups and downs, twists and turns, the occasional loop-de-loop, and always an unexpected adventure. I have tried to teach and strengthen my children. I have helped them to set goals, and I've watched them achieve those goals. There has always been one expectation in our home. That expectation is that our children will graduate. Some of them will graduate with honors, and some likely will not, but that's okay. Graduation is the objective. My journey as a parent has brought me to understand that I cannot do it alone. I have had to reach out for assistance for myself to gain skills and knowledge to help my children, but also to have help for my children themselves. And that help has come in the form of family and friends, preschool teachers, doctors, educators, counselors, speech therapists, scout leaders, coaches, mentors, youth groups, and so much more. Assistance has come through an encouraging word from a classroom assistant, or from a coach helping them to develop an interest. Help has come to one of my sons in the form of a teacher willing to come in before school to help him find success in reading in the 6th grade. This teacher came in for months. Help has come to my daughter in the form of a local business, allowing her to job shadow in the field of her interest in a career that she desires to pursue. My children have been encouraged, inspired, motivated, and engaged by people in our community, just like you. People who care about their future. I have been fortunate to have been given the help I need to move my children towards graduation and a productive life beyond. All children deserve this opportunity. Parents and educators cannot do it alone, and each of us can play a part. Those parts are big and small, but there are opportunities all around. As a parent, it is not just my children I want to see succeed, but all of the children in our community. I've seen firsthand through my own volunteer time that our community can achieve great things when we pull together for a common cause. Graduation is the first step to success in life. Working together, we can make sure all children feel important and needed. As a parent, Graduation Matters Shelton means greater opportunity for all youth. Working together, we can affect the lives of young people. We can help them on their path to graduation and beyond. Thank you. And I'd like to introduce Jim Morell to give us a community perspective.
Good evening. There are too many parts and too many people that make up our community to be listed. But our community together can make a huge difference, creating a positive environment for these kids to thrive. The list would be too long to mention by name all the businesses, civic organizations, churches, retirement facilities, chamber members, economic development council members, elected officials, community leaders, parents, students, teachers, administrators, friends, neighbors, sons and daughters, social media, Facebook groups, Twitter followers, or users of LinkedIn, Pinterest, Tumblr, Instagram, Snapchat, and Foursquare. All of us have a role and responsibility with the opportunity to create all the support we can muster to encourage students, inspire them, and support them to graduate. This does not mention all the possibilities, but here are some thoughts about how the community can and already is doing this. Support employees in volunteering by providing time off for employees to volunteer at our schools. Provide student internships and job shadowing opportunities. Offer student incentives, tangible discounts, gifts, and other things for those who graduate from high school. Adopt a classroom or school by asking principals to delineate their school's needs and helping to address them. Have you ever held an event and thought about inviting students? An effort exploring the opportunity for a community recreation center is being pursued. The Chamber is beginning a mentoring program. An Elks Club has a computer lab. The Mason Transient Community Center has open gym hours. Many civic groups like Rotary and Kiwanis offer student scholarships. The library has resources for students to use too. Graduation Matters Shelton, what are we about? We're looking for ways to enhance and make better known all these collective resources. As many ways as the community, as many ways as all of you can put together to benefit helping our students graduate. I would ask you to help me, help us, foster and inspire a community for our students and for our future. Together, as a community, we can make graduation matter.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Brad, and other members of the Graduation Matters Shelton Board of Directors. We hope that you are all gaining a better understanding of what Graduation Matters Shelton is all about. To provide additional inspiration, it is my honor to introduce Congressman Denny Heck. Congressman Heck is now serving his second term in Congress. He is a native Washingtonian, a leader of our community, a parent, very familiar with schools and education. In fact, education is a field that has been near and dear to his heart for at least the 39 years he has been married to his wife, Paula. An educator who began her career, Please help me welcome Denny Heck.
Brendan and Rosa, stand up. Stand up. Any of you got any doubts about the future? Put your hands together, please. I see it better tonight, I'll tell you, knowing that we're going to be able to turn this over to them. It's incredible. I am so honored and grateful to be here on so many levels I can't even tell you. First of all, my friend Brad. Brad and I are celebrating our Ruby anniversary this year. We were both elected together 40 years ago to the State House of Representatives. So, Brad defeated somebody who was an appointed incumbent in the As a consequence, he was sworn in about 90 seconds before me. For the last 40 years, every time I see him, he has to remind me that he has more seniority than I do. All kidding aside, Brad Owen may be Shelton's finest representative of what this community stands for and what it has to offer all this state. You have done such an incredible job through a very long period of time. I love you, Brad. Thank you for all your public service. I'm thrilled to be here. Brad Miller, stand up. I have maybe one obsession in life. In fact, it's to the point of OC. I shared this with Brad. Brad, what is our shared obsession?
Gonzaga basketball.
And what's happening right now as we speak, Brad?
They're playing BYU.
Yes, maybe the biggest game of the year. I'm DVRing it. Brad and I respectfully request everybody in this room not to say a word about what the score is, but we're confident. Who's going to win tonight, Brad?
Gonzaga.
Yeah. As long as we're on the theme of sports and entering the weekend of the Seahawk contest against Carolina, how about we try this? How about I say graduation matter, you say Shelton? I say graduation matter, you say Shelton. Graduation matter. Graduation matters. Graduation matters. Darn right it does. Give yourselves a hand. Let me go over the three reasons why I think graduation matters. One of them has already been covered by both the Honorable Mayor, he who had to travel the farthest to come to tonight's meeting, and Brad as well. But let me represent it in another way. Usually that works. $6,000 a year. $6,000 a year for fitting. My God, if that appears in the paper, I'm going to have a staff revolt. Year in and year out. $6,000 a year on average. But what does that mean? I mean, that's just a number. I'll tell you what it means. It means a better opportunity to own a home. It means a better opportunity to provide for your own retirement security and to have health care. Maybe have a boat in the garage. Maybe take a vacation. Maybe help your children attend post-secondary education. That's what it means. $6,000 a year. And things are different. Brad talked about how things have changed, and others as well. I get my most timeless and universal wisdom from my father, who was born in a different era, completely. He was raised on a hard-scrabble farm in South Dakota. He was the oldest of 6 children. He came home from school one day, and my grandfather met him at the door stoop. My grandfather spoke very broken English. He was German. And he told my dad, you have to quit school tomorrow. Dad was in the 9th grade. You have to stay home and help save the family farm. It was the winter of 1929-30. And the Great Depression had just arrived. And that's why every week growing up, at least once during the week at the dinner table, my father would say to me, because it happened to him, they can take everything away from you but your education. So get one. They can take everything away from you but your education. So get one. Graduation matters. Graduation matters. My dad went on to be a truck driver, member of the Teamsters, and he was able to provide for us everything I talked about. But you can't do that today. You cannot do that today. It is a different era. You know that lots of schools still have 8th grade graduation ceremonies, right? That's a vestige of when the 8th grade was the truncation point. And that's all that was needed. And then it was high school graduation. In fact, if you do at least one more year after high school, you're going to yet double again that delta in earning power. 1 year. We live in a different world. That which was my father's is not that which was mine, is not that which is Brendan and Rose's at all. Earning power. Graduation matters. Second reason is, these aren't just individual benefits. We all gain from this. We not only help elevate the individual, we elevate the community. Because the truth of the matter is, if we were to raise graduation rates in this year to 90% nationally, it would create 65,000 jobs in this country. Just by virtue of raising the graduation rate this year to 90%, not even 100%, we would create 65,000 more jobs. Why? Because people have more money. They spend more money. They consume more things. They create more jobs along the way. It creates more government revenue when people have money in their pocket and they spend it. And we can help Gary fix the sewage plant problem. And it reduces social costs because incarceration rates among people who graduate from high school are so much less. So it not only elevates the individual, it elevates the community. We have stronger families, stronger communities, stronger neighborhoods. Graduation matters. Oh, just because I'm quiet doesn't mean you have to. Graduation matters. Thirdly, we haven't talked about this one. This is a little esoteric. Cut me a little slack. The benefits of enlightenment are self-evident. It's not just because we earn more money. It's not just because we have a stronger community and a more economically vibrant one. Education is an inherently good thing. We live in a technologically complex, rapidly changing world. It is very different than a generation ago. It is more difficult to negotiate our way through it, not just economically, but in order to have psychic gratification and a sense of self, and what the famous psychologist Abraham Maslow called self-actualization. The benefits of enlightenment are self-evident. Education is an inherently good thing. Graduation matters. Graduation matters. Graduation matters. I've never been to a community meeting in Shelton, as Brad indicated. Gosh, you've done a great job, Brad. Thank you so much for all your public service. I've never been to a community meeting in Shelton that had this high a turnout. I am genuinely touched and inspired by this. I'm humbled that I was asked to be a part of it. And because, as Brendan indicated, I happen to be married this year, coming up on 40 years. Paula and I are celebrating our Ruby anniversary too, Brad. It's not just you and me. She is a retired middle school principal and a retired middle school teacher. There is a special place in heaven for middle school personnel. There's no question about it. There are lots of community members. The chief is here. The soup is here, Alex. The board members, the citizens that help stand this up. But I'm sorry. I'm going to ask every person who works for the school district in any capacity to stand up. Teachers, staff. Hold it. Stand up. Stand up. Hold your applause. Let me tell you, day in, day out, these people work with our children, and they do a great job with their children, and they are caring people. There is no profession in the world, including the one that Brad and I are engaged in, politics, in which there's more abrasion to the human nervous system than there is education. I want you to stop and ask yourself this. Think back to your time in school. Were there not teachers or staff people who fundamentally changed the trajectory of your life? Are there not people who taught you lessons that many years later, still, that tape plays in your head? This Saturday, I'm driving back to my home in Vancouver to attend the funeral of Bud McDonald. He was my counselor in junior high and high school. I loved him like an uncle. It's been 50 years since I first met him. And I'm going to his funeral this Saturday because he made such a big difference in my life. As I know my wife Paula made in the lives of so many students. As I know every one of these people standing is making in the lives of their students. And we thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Because this does take a village, but your role is fundamental and central. And we thank you. And now, put your hands together for this. Graduation matters. That was pretty wussy, Jim. Seriously? Graduation matters. Graduation matters. Go on, make this a success. God bless you. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of the interview.
Thank you. So we just have a couple more speakers. Let's see. Mark Ziegler is another member of the Graduation Matters Shelton Board. He is going now to share ways that all of you can get involved. Please welcome Mark.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Again, my name is Mark Ziegler. I'm the Parks and Recreation Director for the City of Shelton, and I think I have one of the best jobs here in this community. I graduated from Shelton High School in 1988, attended Mountain View Elementary School and Shelton Middle School as well, and now I'm living, working, and serving my community, and it's the dream I had when I came through Shelton, and I hope that the students that we are serving now are going to live that dream as well. Beyond my parents and my family, the community had a great deal of impact on my success. I had scout leaders, coaches, teachers, employers that all helped keep me engaged, inspired, and prepared for life after graduation. They helped me achieve in school, helped me set goals, develop a strong work ethic, and become a team player. I want those same opportunities for our community's youth today and moving forward. The ability to help them succeed in school, enrich their lives, set and reach their goals, and fulfill their own dreams is vital. These goals and dreams will not only benefit the individual, but our entire community, providing a community with skilled, prepared, confident individuals that will go to college or enter the workforce and become our future leaders. I know that all of you are asking right now, all right, how can I help? Right? Yeah. All right, terrific, thank you. So, Graduation Matters Shelton is seeking assistance in many ways. Right now, there's immediate needs for mentors and volunteers for a new after-school program that we're kicking off at Choice. And I also happen to have a short list of needs from some of the schools in our community. Just a short list. We didn't have much time to put this together. So we've got a couple things here that folks can get involved in. I'll just talk about a couple of them. At Mountain View School, there's a need for tutors, a Big Buddies or Mentors program. At Olympic Middle School, they need rubber boots. They go out on science field trips, field study, and some rubber boots for the kids so they're not going out and coming back in wet shoes and having trouble concentrating in the classroom. Calculators, something as simple as that. Chromebooks, again, Olympic Middle School could use tutors. Oakland Bay Junior High, they need rewards for positive behavior, help those kids out and encourage them to continue to be good citizens. Again, they need tutors. Professional development assistants for their staff. At Choice High School, they need mentors for college-bound students, job shadow opportunities in the community, clothes and personal hygiene items. At Shelton High School, the Scholarship Junkies program is coming up. They'd like to invite more than just a junior class, which they have funding for, to attend that program and want some more support for that. There's a truancy court liaison that needs support. There's Chromebooks there that are in need, and alarm clocks. Alarm clocks for students so they can get up on time and come to school. As you can see, that's just a short list of items that are on the detritus I left on the stage here. On everybody's chair, there was a form, and it's asking you essentially how you can help. I encourage you to take one of those forms, fill out the contact information, name, address, email, and then if you want, check off something that you can assist. If it's sharing a skill, a resource that you might have, or an idea that assists Graduation Matters Shelton in achieving our goals, we'd greatly appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mark. Dr. Apostle arrived in Shelton this past summer as the superintendent of Shelton Schools. Please help me welcome Dr. Apostle. Thank you very much.
Boy, do we have a crowd. Wow. Very
What a great evening this has been. Thank you to all of you for your support and enthusiasm. I would like to especially thank Lieutenant Governor Brad Owen, U.S. Congressman Denny Heck, Mayor Gary Krantz, and all of the legislators for taking the time to be with us this evening. This time, I would like to thank Jerry Eckenrode and Steve Bloomfield for all their support, determination, and for caring so deeply about our students and community to make this happen. I would like to extend, let's give them a hand, folks. Thank you. I would also like to extend my sincere appreciation to our staff, both certified and classified, our school board members, Sally Brownfield, Carrie Davidson, Sandy Tarswell, and Ginger Suzlar, and to our parents and community members for what they do each day in support of our children. Special thanks to our Graduation Matters Board and President Brad Miller for all their efforts. This evening would have not been possible without their persistent perseverance. This evening, ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, we have taken the first step towards a new normal in the Shelton schools and in our community. The new standard is that all students will graduate from high school and go beyond regardless of their circumstances and/or challenges involved. Yes, 100%. And why not? That should be the norm. This is the greatest country in the world. It should be standard operating procedure for every student, every teenager to graduate from high school with the skills and the confidence to go out and do what they want to do. As a community, I know we can and will stand together, regardless of the obstacles we will face to achieve total success for our students. We can do anything in the city of passion and grit, a community that has sacrificed, that has worked hard, that has faced all kinds of adversity. We have what it takes to support our kids. They need us. They need each and every one of us. And by doing that, we can do what people think we cannot do. When I applied for Shelton, I was proud of the fact that I applied for the superintendency here. And when I received the position, I was honored. And I shared that with colleagues of mine. And they said, why in the heck do you want to go to Shelton? I was stunned and quite frankly, upset. But we're going to show them. We're going to do what people think we can't do. Within this process, we will continue to increase academic rigor and program relevancy. I've heard a few people say, well, 100% graduation, we'll just let all the kids graduate. No, that's not what's going to happen. With this initiative, what will happen, it will increase rigor. It will increase innovation and creativity. I know that's what's going to happen because I've been here before in another district. We made it happen there, and we're going to make it happen here. The ultimate objective will be to prepare our students to not only compete on the world stage against anybody, but to win. To have the confidence and the skills to compete anywhere in the world and represent America to the highest standard. Through our collaborative efforts, the Shelton schools will establish standards others will follow. And in doing so, we will also establish the highest graduation rates in the state of Washington and beyond. Quite frankly, I'm tired of hearing about all the other districts in the state of Washington. Shelton Shelton. At this time, would Patty Case come up here? I have two announcements I would like to make. And it personifies everything I've said and everything that Shelton represents. I've been working with Patty Case, Douglas Reed, and Blade Fry of Green Diamond to secure funding for Graduation Matters Shelton and other programs within our school district for the past couple of months. This morning, I received a request from Patty to call Douglas Reed, president of Green Diamond. And that took place about 1:15 p.m. Obviously, I made the call. When I made the call to Mr. Reed, I received tremendous support regarding the direction of Graduation Matters Shelton and the overall direction of our school district. Mr. Reed indicated that they would be our partners as we moved our current agenda forward and will provide an initial $25,000 check to get us started. With a commitment to continue the support and partnership based on our continued success. That's great news, and thank you very much, Patty, for everything. She's been a great supporter. And Patty, I'd like you to say a few words, please.
Sure. Thank you, and thank you, Dr. Apostle, for giving us the opportunity to be first in with a $25,000 commitment. As the education professionals here and the community stakeholders develop this program, we will commit additional resources. So that may seem like a conservative figure, but hang on. We're also committed to using our influence, and this goes all the way to the president and the chairman of Green Diamond Resource Company, to open other doors, and they have already started that process. So why this? Well, I think a couple of our elected officials said it rather well. I think Dan Griffey said something about there isn't a timber industry here anymore, and while I'm confident to say that's not true, it is certainly smaller than it used to be. So this is an important economic development component for our community. I have to say this is critical for us. And secondly, this is a homegrown initiative. How many of you have read countless articles about ed reform in Washington State? Oh my goodness, really? Okay, let's do it here. Let's do it now. Let's make it happen. So I brought my camera up here today because I want to send a picture to Douglas and Colin Mosley, our chairman, of all of you in the room, because your involvement is critical today, tomorrow, from pre-K, beyond 12, and into the future. So if you don't mind, and I just want to say to Lieutenant Governor Owen, you're welcome.
Thank you, Patty. Let's give her a big hand. Thank you very much. I mentioned I had two announcements. Right along with everything that everyone's discussed regarding Graduation Matters Shelton, you know, it's one thing to say it, it's another to support it. And we've seen how we've started to support it, but that is only the beginning. Second, I've been meeting with Judge Amber Finlay and Jim Matson, the Juvenile Court Administrator, and others to establish a Community Truancy Board, which will be initiated January, February of this year. The intent of this new program will be to create new interventions and to work with students and their families so students can continue their education regardless of the challenges and issues that are involved. I would like to thank you. I would like to thank Judge Finlay and Juvenile Court Administrator Jim Madsen for their dedication and commitment to our students and community. You know, we're running a little overtime, but this is such an important night. And I think the picture that Patty's going to send to Douglas Reed is going to speak loudly about who we are, how dedicated we are, and that we mean business in terms of this initiative. And I have some people, I received so many calls for people to speak, it was unbelievable. And that tells me that people want to do this work, that every single person wants to be involved in making sure we're doing the very best for our kids. But I would like to have Ron Goodall come up from the Shelton Education Association. He's the president. He has a few words to say.
A few words to say. I'm just honored to be an educator in the Shelton School District, and I'm excited for this initiative. This is going to be great. We have almost 300 educators, teachers in the classroom, and I know that's their goal, that they want every student in the classroom to graduate from that preschool to all the way through high school. That is our goal. What's exciting about this is we've got this relationship, formed this relationship between the community, business, and the schools to meet this goal. We work hard, families are working hard, we come together, this is going to happen, and I'm excited to see this happen, to see this start, and to see everybody here. This is fantastic. So this is going to be this is a great thing. Thanks.
Next, Dean McCoy, the Shelton Education Association.
Thank you. Hey, I want to say it's really nice to see this because now I know what Russell Wilson feels like playing at home. So thank you. I mean, really, if every teacher was here and seeing how inspiring this is, it makes me want to go to work and work, even more diligently than I already do. So thank you to the community for what you've done for us, and we will share this with teachers that aren't here. So thank you once again.
Thank you very much. Next, I'd like to introduce you Iverson, Educational Support Personnel President. A very important group.
Thank you, everybody. Everything you do every day matters, and Shelton matters, and these children deserve our support and our love. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Dr. Dana Anderson, would you come up here, please? He's our Educational Service District Superintendent, big supporter. I want to give him an opportunity to say a few words, and thank you for taking the time to be here. I know you have a very busy schedule.
Thank you, Alex, and others. I'm just very pleased to be a part of this start to your journey. We've been partners, silent partners perhaps, with you for a number of years, and we're just so pleased to see this launch, and we're so excited for the outcome of Graduation Matters, 100%. This is just fantastic. Thanks, everybody. Great work.
Thank you very much. Next, I would like to introduce a Shelton High School graduate who went on and had a very successful career as a military general and an educator with a doctorate, graduate of Shelton High School, retired General James McElroy.
I'm a Shelton boy. When I was a kid, the railroad went down Railroad Avenue. Now we don't have a railroad, and so we don't have an excuse for being late places. We used to be able to say it's the train. I'm sitting here thinking about what's going on, and it's just unbelievable. I did 25 years in the public school districts in New Jersey on and off, and I also did 36 years in the Army, so that makes me 107. But Shelton School District has been educating kids for about 100 years. It's always had highly dedicated and competent teachers that were there with us. I graduated from Irene S. Reed in the middle of the 20th century. Now, there's a secret about the 20th century. Many of the kids that were in my 9th grade class were not there when I graduated. Where were they? They were in the woods. 16 and 17 and 18-year-old kids could get a man's salary in the woods. Took 2 guys working as a team to cut down a tree. They could do 10 or 12 trees a day. Now 2 guys with a fancy machine with tractors, Caterpillar tractor, they could cut down 120 trees in a day. When I was a kid, graduated, had a choice. My dad said, I don't have any money, I'm not going to send you to school. Join the Army or get a job on the green chain. Some of you know what the green chain was. Patty does, but she won't tell you. In those days, it took 12 to 18 people working on the green chain. Before the mill closed down, I was down there one day and there was one overweight guy sitting in an easy chair pulling levers. Doing what 12 or 18, 20-year-olds used to do. So this is a critical thing. I went to a 20th century school. And now we're talking about a 21st century school. It's going to take the whole community. We've got to be imaginative. We've got to have relativity for the kids. When I was in high school, I didn't see any sense in reading Julius Caesar's story written by you-know-who. I didn't see any sense in advanced algebra. Took a sergeant a couple of years later to square me away. And when I went to college, I was a 23-year-old freshman with 2 kids. And I couldn't have gotten there if it wasn't for people like Chet Dombrowski. Read a lot of milk. Miss Burke, and even Mr. Hermes. Mr. Hermes was a drill sergeant dressed in a principal's outfit. Now, we need to make the school more relative than it is now. And we've got to be imaginative. And I'm looking at our political friends up here. You've got to keep the bureaucrats away from us. We've got to have programs reaching into the community where the kid goes to school in the morning, he goes to a machine shop or to an automobile agency or someplace else in the afternoon, and he gets credit for graduation. When he graduates, he's got a job. We need to tell the parents that have ambitions that their kids go to college, who have kids that are like me that don't want to go or they can't afford. They've got to understand that it takes time to get to that point, to think about that, to be relative. And so we need these kinds of programs where the kid can learn. You know, if you can repair a washing machine or a dryer or a dishwasher and you're 22 years old, you're going to make more money every year than somebody that just got a degree and is 22 years old. So the parents who are obsessed with their kid that wants to go to school and he doesn't want to go on to college, the community's got to give that kid an opportunity to, at 21 or 22, to be in a position, enhance him, and we all have to work together. So I'm throwing my ball in with the program. I retired in '94 and came back to Shelton, and I've been waiting for 20 years for a guy like this.
Rob Wilson Haas, are you here? Rob. A real leader in our community, an attorney. Rob, I know you said all you need is 37 seconds. You might just have that.
right, that was 5 seconds. I have 2 things to tell you. One is this is not going to be easy. The educators here know how hard it is for challenged kids. I've been a juvenile court commissioner, judge in this county. I know what those kids look like. I've been a foster parent in this county. One of our foster kids, he was 12. We were his 15th home. That's not going to be easy. The other thing I can tell you, though, is that we can do it. Look at what's happened in this county. Start with Exceptional Foresters, an unbelievably terrific program, local people. We have a terrific Habitat for Humanity, a brand new homeless shelter that's wonderful. We've got Turning Point, the best domestic violence shelter in the state for a community this size by far. We have the best darn kitten rescue program anybody has anywhere. There's nothing we can't do. And if you spend enough time with Alex, you will believe there's nothing we can't do. So it's an honor for me to tell you those 2 things. 1, it's going to be really hard, but 2, we can do it. And have at it, Alex.
There's probably so many people here I'd like to bring up because they have words of wisdom, no doubt. But we have one more person, and I'm really honored to introduce him. He volunteered to be here tonight to say a few words. Dr. David Mitchell, President of Olympic College. Doctor?
I think everything's been said, so I'd just like to congratulate Dr. Apostle, the Shelton School District, and the entire community. What you're doing, I believe, is really a moral imperative, and you should be very proud of yourselves. We at Olympic College work with 8 school districts from Bainbridge Island to Shelton and everything in between, and it's hard for me to imagine any of those districts topping what you've done here tonight, so give yourselves a round of applause. My boss is the governor-appointed board of trustees. Steve Warner's here, who's recently retired from the Shelton School District. He was principal of Evergreen Elementary School. I think Steve's out there somewhere. We look forward to working with the Shelton School District to help you realize the 100% graduation rate. We've got several partnerships that we're currently working on, and some we're going to advance and to help you with Graduate Shelton and beyond, and college is part of that beyond. Thank you.
Very quickly, and we'll come to a close here. I've been in education for almost 40 years. And I've been in some very nice places, met a lot of great people. We did a lot of great things together. But sometimes things happen for a reason. You know, I'm not ashamed to tell you that I wanted this job when I was 32 years old. I applied for it and didn't get it. But when it came open again, I said, I want to go home. This is like home to me. Born and raised in Tacoma, Washington. When I saw this job open and there were other opportunities, I knew where I wanted to be. And now I know for sure why I wanted to be here. This is a place that's very special. This is my last stop. I'm not looking to go to the next job. This is it for me. And when I've always finished a job, I always would look in the mirror and I was able to say I gave it everything I had. Well, folks, I'm telling you, I'm going to give it everything I have. And with your help, because I've been through this before in another community, I won't go into it. But this tonight, it's unbelievable. The first time I tried this in another district, and we had the highest graduation rate 5 years in a row, the lowest dropout rate in the state of Montana. We had about 20 people that showed up in a much, much larger community than this one. So let me tell you, we can make this happen. And it's going to happen. I give you my word. We will do whatever it takes. They won't be talking about Olympia and North Thurston and Tumwater. They're great districts, that's fine. But we're going to be the best. And I'm determined as your superintendent. Let's stay together. And at the end of the year, I believe we'll have results that we will be proud of. And the next year, and the next year, and the next year. We will embed these standards and expectations in our community and in our schools if we all stick together. You know, I strongly believe you can't lose if you don't give up. You cannot lose. You can always look in the mirror and say, you know what? I gave it up, everything I had. And if everybody in this room gives everything that they have, and there's more people out there that aren't here tonight that will do it, we will reach that goal. And what a wonderful event it would be to go to our high school graduation and say every single student made it. And they're going to go on, start their own businesses, go to a community or a junior college, community college, go to a four-year university, get a job in the trades, but they made it through. And they're proud of their diploma. They look at their diploma and they say, hey, I did it, I'm proud. They pushed me. That's where we're going to be. You know why I love Shelton? Because nobody thinks we can do it. And nobody thought I could do it either. That's a fact. And I don't have enough time, and you're not probably going to be interested in my story, but they don't think we can do it, folks. They don't think we can do it. We're going to do it. Okay? So Shelton is a city of passion and grit. There's no doubt in my mind. We'll come back here in the same setting, or at the beginning of next year, or at the end of next year, and we will be celebrating. And people will know one thing. We mean business in Shelton. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm honored to be here, folks. Thank you, and I believe we're finished unless,
one more thing. So this is the part of the night that I've been waiting for. I would like to have all of the board members come up. We would like to thank you all for being here tonight. By coming, each of you has already shown your commitment to our community, and as a student, I personally appreciate your support. Each of these balls represents a member of the community. Please take a ball home and remember tonight your commitment to Graduation Matters Shelton. Thank you.